Right. First up, we have Natalia Perry.
Good evening, everyone. We'll go to the next slide. This was just to introduce myself and little Marco here. Here's my little cute dog. I've now got to wait 20 seconds until we get to the start of the actual ride. Okay, so I grew up on horseback in the muddy fields of the UK. Horses taught me how to be bold and brave and kind and gentle. And at 19 I was involved in a horrible car crash and I thought I might die. And I was forced to do a deal with the universe. And I promised that if I survived, every day of the rest of my life would be dedicated to helping. I went on to work with children who had been sexually abused, sex offenders, gangsters, billionaire families, who were mostly mafia. And in 2005 I came to Indonesia and started the Safe Childhoods Foundation. We started working with children living in abject poverty on dump sites like here in Makassar and in the slums. And it was really tough seeing these kids living in these situations and realizing that they really didn't believe that there would be any way out, that life could be different at all. So we created some slum schools and we renovated the orphanages, and before long the children were telling us that they had dreams to become teachers and doctors and pilots. And to watch their transformation was absolutely magical. And in order to fund the charity for the first 2 years, I ended up super nannying for billionaire families, working with some of the richest children on the planet who were terribly neglected and really in a big mess. And some of those families turned out to be illegal weapons dealers, and some of the fathers I was working for were some of the most dangerous men on the planet. And I used that money to fund the charity, and after 3 years, these children ended up going to the local government school, and their future lives has been fantastic. We provided work to their families, and all of those projects have done very well. But I was very frustrated. We needed to be tackling the deeper issues, and so I took Safe Childhoods into working with crimes against children, against child sex tourism, child sex trafficking, and online pornography. And we worked with the FBI and Interpol on really complex cases, trying to bring offenders to justice. And in so doing, I built a safe eco-village for rescued children, and we continue to work on those really difficult cases, but somewhere along the way, we upset the wrong people too much, and hang on, let me be careful. A sway went against us, and we were refused permission to open the safe house. And then this little girl went missing. She's 8 years old, and she's called Angeline. And we launched the first ever missing children search, and the entire country went looking for this little girl. It was on every TV station. 250 million people were searching for her and talking about her. And for the first time in the history of Indonesia, the country was having a conversation about child protection and about how to make the government respond to the needs to protect children here. So it was really, really powerful learning for me the power of the media to affect change. In amongst all of this, I went through some massive tragedies of my own. My father died, then my mother died. Then the doctors found lumps in my breasts and I had a preventative double mastectomy. And then I found out that my husband was cheating, and I lost my best friend, life partner, and stepchildren. And this cast me into the darkest period of my life, and I went really to the bottom of the barrel. And I was forced to ask myself, who am I really, and what am I really capable of? And what I found at the bottom of the barrel was actually, beautifully, some space and some freedom from some very toxic characters that had been in my life. And I started to question, okay, what could I really do? And I set off on a journey to find a place where I might be able to make a safe place for the children, and where I might be able to make a safe place for everyone, where we can live according to our principles. I ended up here, on some of the most pristine islands in the world. They're untouched, they're uninhabited, and the waters are perfect, filled with some of the last endangered marine species on the planet. I ran to the government, I put in the pitch of a lifetime. I said, I want to take control of all 100 islands. And the government asked me, what on earth would you need 100 islands for? And I said, well, clearly no one needs 100 islands, but if I come, then others will follow me, and I can't be responsible for their footsteps, and I can't be on my deathbed knowing that I was responsible for ruining the last place on earth. So I did a lot of soul searching, and 10 months later we closed the deal. So now we're creating 7 different eco-resorts on these 100 islands that will have a 0 carbon and then negative carbon footprint, and they're all aligned with our guiding 7 principles of love, honesty, integrity, courage, compassion, clarity, and gratitude. And we're going to be inviting in the world's thought leaders and change makers, the innovators, the masters, the tribal elders, all the people who we need to be listening to in shaping the world to come. And the best part about all of this, for me, is that finally I'm meeting my tribe. I'm meeting the change makers who believe in becoming the change we wish to see in the world. And I'm talking to incredible people who are walking their talk, and we get to do this together. So if I can give you one little gift tonight, I hope that it might be some inspiration to believe in the goodness of the universe. I've seen a lot of darkness, and I choose to believe in the good. And I also choose to recognize that we already have the tools and the capabilities to solve all of our global issues. We just have to make the choice to do so. And that choice is a journey. It's a really tough journey at times. It involves risk and loss and tragedy, and getting to the bottom of the barrel and wondering how you're going to get up again. And ultimately, we have to ask ourselves, who am I? What's my greatest gift to the world? How can I mature into my highest self and craft my highest contributions?